Right.
Would you like that?
Yeah, we'll do it first. Yeah, brilliant. Great. Hello. I'm going to talk about finances. And we're going to do a bit of a look back and a look forward. And you will see there is lots to praise God for and also lots to pray for as well. So I'm going to show you some slides with some numbers. Hopefully it's not too dull. Equally, if you are looking at it thinking you want to know more detail, then please do come and talk to me afterwards. I'm happy to kind of dive into any details if you're interested. Or anything I sort of don't explain very well, then please do come and ask. But firstly, looking back. So, you can just about see it. So here are our finances for the last 3 years. And sorry, this is in a sort of slightly boring looking table, but you'll see the columns, so 21, 22 and 23 are our financial years. We run January to December years, and at the top you can see that where the money is coming in, and at the bottom is our expenditure, so what's going out. And right at the bottom, which might be slightly, not too trimmed off, is where we have a kind of a surplus or a deficit. So you can see back in 2021, we had more money going out than we had coming in, so we had a deficit, and that was very, very much covered by St Ebbs, as it had been for the kind of previous couple of years. They were supporting us as a church plant. Then in 2022, we were pretty much break even with our finances. And then, of course, last year we had a big gift day, which put us in a very different position. So in terms of money coming in, most of our money comes in from regular giving from church family. That's, often monthly or quarterly giving, and also from gift days and sometimes one-off donations. And then most of our costs are, you can see the big number there is staff costs, so that's Ben and James now, also our administrator. We give some of our regular giving, 25% of our regular giving we give to mission, and then sort of smaller amounts on the premises and kind of activities that we do in church. So that is looking back. And then, of course, this year is all change. We welcomed James and family. So I didn't say particularly, the gift day last year, we raised 152,000, which enabled us to kind of bring in James. And as we were doing that, we also realised this very nice house was on the market, and we, in discussion with the Littlegate Trust, went on to purchase that house. Now, that was purchased by the Littlegate Trust. And for the really eagle-eyed among you who might have been there on Sunday, might notice that house looks a little bit different now, as it's had quite a lot of building work done on it as well to convert that, where the garage was, into an office space. So all of those are absolutely wonderful. That's what we raised that money for a gift day last year. But of course, all of those things do come with a cost as well. We did know that. So the costs on the house are actually quite high because that was purchased by the Littlegate Trust. We are paying rent to the Littlegate Trust for that house, which is fine. But that is higher than we had anticipated in terms of the money that we raised last year. So looking forward, great, so now you can see our numbers for just compared to last year, so 2023, and what we're projecting for this year. Obviously, this year isn't finished yet. And you can see that our green number at the bottom is going red for this year to the sum of about £20,000. So that's looking for this year, just at the money coming in from regular giving and donations so far. I'm not assuming anything from gift day on here at all. And then expenditure is, again, same things that we normally pay for, but obviously we've got James and the rent on Kestrel Crescent as well. Now, that £20,000 negative at the bottom isn't a huge problem, because we do also have some funds, because we raised a lot of money last year. We have two funds in place. So the first fund effectively is our own savings, so what we're calling the Grace Church Reserve Fund. That's the money we have in the bank, so to speak. And then we've got this Blackbird Leys Restricted Fund. And that includes the money from Gift Day last year, which we put into there because it was very specifically for Black Bedleys, and also some money that we raised from the external kind of funds. So Mark did a great job securing those for us. So we've got £100,000 in that fund for Black Bedleys, and 30, if I can read that, yeah, about 32,000 in our reserve. So for this year, that's absolutely great. We've got lots of money in our savings, so to speak. So the fact that we've spent more than we have coming in doesn't matter for this year. But then when we start to look forward, again, so sorry, the columns have just shifted over a little bit now. You can see 2025. Again, I've just carried over the income number, assuming that's the same from this year. You'll see that our costs are even higher for next year because we'll be paying James for the whole year, not just from August. And of course, we're paying rent on the house for the whole year. So that negative number looks much bigger for next year. So that's 60,000. Again, we have money in our restricted fund, but the eagle-eyed among you will realise that that money won't last forever. So we will burn through that 100,000 in that fund quite quickly. Okay, so Gift Day. So what we're thinking for Gift Day this year is really thinking about supporting Black Bedleys in the longer term. You'll see from those numbers we're good for the time being, but longer term we can't sustain that spending. We're also very much aware that we are quite tight in this building, particularly those of you who are involved in kids' work, either as parents or leaders or helpers, will be aware that we've struggled to find space, particularly for Pathfinders. So we're quite keen to actually review this space and see if there's anything a bit more creative we can do here as well. All of that costs money too. So we're looking to raise something in the region of 20,000 from Gift Day this year. If you want to think about that, it's 15,000 a month. That actually comes to 18,000. So 1,500 a month. 15,000 a month. Good. Some of you are switched on. And we'd love that to be a mixture of regular giving and one-off gifts. So regular giving is really great because it helps us be predictable. We know what's going to come in every month, and we can see how that's going to look for the longer term. One-off gifts are really great too. It means that we don't need to dig into those reserves quite so early and actually bolster those reserves so we can go for a bit longer. And of course, if you are giving, please don't forget to gift aid if you are a taxpayer. We will also be looking to raise a little bit more money externally as well to help us cover those kind of additional rental costs on Kestrel Crescent. So Gift Days on Sunday, so please obviously do be praying for that, be praying for our finances. Obviously we're aware everyone's financial situation is different, so do be sort of thinking, praying for yourself in that. And then on Sunday we'll give some information about how to actually give. It's quite simple, it's on the website. If you go to the giving section on the website, you'll see the form there. And I think it's fairly self-explanatory, but we'll have that link available on Sunday. And then one final thing to say is I have the privilege of standing here and saying all this to you guys. It's really only possible with the finance team down at St Ebbs. So Bev, who you will all know, is our financial administrator. She does lots of the hard work that is behind all of these numbers, and Helen, our accountant, as well. And then, of course, we're supported by Trevor, who's the treasurer of Ebbs, the finance committee, so Greg and Andy Butterworth. So thank you to all those guys in helping with this as well. All right, thanks.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And just stay here for a second, Sarah, because if you do have a question, you can ask Sarah. If you have a question, you can ask Sarah afterwards, of course. If there is a question you'd like to ask in public now that would be helpful, then now's your chance. Please raise your hand if you'd like to ask a question. No, but you're very welcome to ask Sarah afterwards, so please do. She will be staying around. Greg's also here, so you can also ask him bigger questions about how it all works together with the St Ebbs if you want to as well. But for now, thank you, Sarah, you're great at this role. We really love your work. Thank you so much.